Okay, so let me ask you something, and I'm showing my age a little bit here, but I remember when LinkedIn was called Connect with somebody, and now it seems to have switched to Follow. Is that something that happened recently where now your connections are on LinkedIn are called followers?
Well, no, it's almost like multi-level.
Okay.
So it's an interesting strategy, right? It's kind of weird because I can technically see your feed, right? If I went to your profile and I look at your feed, I can technically see your post. If I follow you, I'm going to start to see your post in my feed, right? I can go to my home feed and I can start to see your post. So it's like I can start to follow you and then I'm like, oh, okay, he seems like a pretty good guy. I actually really like some of his posts. I like some of his content. Now I can actually take it to the next level where you don't really know I've been watching you for a while.
Reaper.
And I'm actually getting those now as connection requests where I'll say, hey, I've been following you for a while. I'd really like to connect with you so we can kind of share information. So now I can see their stuff if I say yes. So I think it's it's a stepping stone to a connection, which in the beginning I wasn't sure about because people were like, well, do I follow? Do I connect? I'm confused. What does that look like? But now I'm kind of seeing it going, you know what? I actually really like it because it took me a while, I'll admit, to like it, where now I can go, oh, okay, I'll start to follow you. I can see you from a distance. And if I don't like it, I can unfollow instead of unconnect. But if I do want to take our relationship to the next level and go, hey, I've been following you for a while, that's a warm lead as well. We haven't even talked about how to use this actually to generate business, right? But that's a warm lead. Someone's been following your content. And now they're connecting with you, and therefore that connection request is in your inbox. Well, what a fantastic way to continue that conversation. They've initiated a conversation with you by wanting to connect with you. Now you can go, oh, like you can ask them what particular content that they saw, look back. Did they like a particular piece? Is that what they would be interested in? So you can really use it very strategically to continue that conversation and actually use that as a lead generation.
Well, why don't we use this as a good excuse to talk about lead generation? We've built our
The guest
profile.
that segues herself. I love it.
We've built our profile or had someone write it for us. And
He's not bitter at all.
Doesn't seem to be. He'll let it go eventually.
so and you're an entrepreneur, you're on LinkedIn, you want to use it to help your business. Where do we start?
We start with your profile, which we already know. And then you're basically, again, content, right? Like that content that you're putting out on other social media platforms can also be used on LinkedIn, right? A lot of people will customize it for LinkedIn. But putting out that thought leadership content, which means you have to have thoughts, right? You can't be offended. You can't be afraid to offend. Now, I'm not talking about any of the touchy subjects. I'm talking about, me saying, this is who I work with, or this is my thoughts on video production. This is my thoughts on SEO for marketing. And somebody's going to like it and somebody's not going to like it, and that's okay. But the concept of LinkedIn is to get people off of LinkedIn, right? You can't do business on LinkedIn. You can get to know them on LinkedIn. You can have conversations through direct messaging, but direct messaging is a stepping stone to quote unquote offline, right? So we want to get them offline. We want to get them to the point where they're just, I like your post. You like my post. Okay, we're all going to live in a happy world of sunshine and rainbows. That doesn't make anybody money, right? We're here to make money. So if I'm liking a lot of your specific type of posts, or I'm connecting with you and saying I've been following you for a while, getting them into the direct messaging, and then getting them away from the platform. I hope nobody from LinkedIn is listening to this because that's the concept, right? Get them on the phone, book a call, an email, get them on your email list, right? Like I always believe that getting people on your email list is number one priority because you own that list, right? I mean, you guys know more about this, Damon, you teach this, I'm sure. But in the whole marketing world, you own your list, you don't own your followers. So if LinkedIn decided to go away one day, and shut down, which we've seen happen apparently, in other social media platforms, if LinkedIn decides to close their door one day and you don't now no longer have anybody, right? But with LinkedIn, you can download your list. You can't put them on you can download your contacts into a Excel file. You cannot put them on your list without their permission. That is a no-no. But you at least can download them and you can email them individually or you can send them a direct message. So I remember working with this one girl with LinkedIn and what she was doing, where we got her to, was she would do a profile, she was putting out content, and then she was reaching out to people. She was reaching out to 10 or 20 a day of sending them direct messages. And every day about 1 or 2 would respond. And with 1 or 2 who responded, she was able to get 1 on the phone. And she always said, if I can get them on the phone, I can get them as a client, right? So, and that client was worth a lot of money. So was it worth it for her to send those 20 messages in a day? Absolutely, because she could get 1 on the phone, right? So how much time did it take her to do that? That's what lead generation is using your connections so that they know who you are. And they're warm leads because they're following you, they're connected with you, they see your content. So therefore, they're warmed up. Therefore, it's like, oh, I see your content all the time. Oh, I always see you in my feed. That's what you want. So that when you reach out to them going, hey, I'd like to, would you be interested in this? Hey, I have a free download. Would you like to see it? Because I see that you like the posts on this and that. That's how lead generation goes, as opposed to, again, I'll like your posts and you'll like mine, and, no one makes any money.
So since we're talking in lead generation, what are the different rules for setting up your company page profile?
Have a company page. Job 1, because a lot of people don't. And then on their profile, do you see that little gray box beside the company? Drives me crazy. So if either one of you have that, you're in trouble already. But how they're both going to go. I should have had your profiles up so I could make fun of you while you're here.
Come on.
I didn't even think
That's
of
not
that.
fair.
That was bad on me. But here we are. No, so have a company profile. The advantage that you have is, so for example, if I was on your profile and I'm seeing at the very top, because your most recent job would be at the top, and it would see, what's your company name, For the Record? That's cool. I was really hoping I was going to get that right. So I saw For the Record. I click on it, it immediately takes me down to the experience section where For the Record says. So now I'm going to learn a little bit more about what you do at that company, right? So I could be at For the Record. You could be at For the Record. We have 2 different jobs. Well, what's For the Record? I can click on it and it'll take me to the company page, which gives me more information about the company, the services that company offers. There's a link to the website, I hope, on the company page. So it's very important. The company page, although it doesn't have a lot of information, again, it does have that branding at the top. It does have a link to your website. You've got some tagline opportunities there. You've got some information to put there. You can put products there. You can put services there. So it's almost like a mini landing page for your company that's all within LinkedIn. LinkedIn does a very good job of wanting to keep people on the platform, right? So that's why a company page can be very helpful. You can also create newsletters from a company page that people can start to subscribe to within the platform, so that when you put out articles, people will get notified when that a new article comes out for that particular newsletter. You can do those under your personal profile, or you can do them on your business page, right? I work with a colleague with Mastermind City, so we put it under our business page and people are subscribed to that newsletter. So, and we put those out on a regular basis. So it's a really great way for your company to build up that professional brand. And again, as quote unquote, either an employee or a contractor for that particular company, you can have different pieces of information on your profile versus the company page.
Here's a question that came up recently. As I'm posting to LinkedIn, so, I'm For the Record Productions, so I'm posting something about the services we offer or a recent production. Do I post it from For the Record Productions and then share it to my personal? Or do I just post it on my personal? Does it matter? What's the best approach?
Well, I hate the answer. It all depends. But it really does. No. There are going to be people who are following your company page because they want company updates. They may not be connected to you as a connection on your personal profile. So and there are also people who may not even be following your page. So it may not be a bad idea in that particular scenario is to post it on your company page and share it onto your profile. That way you get the best of both worlds.
Okay.
If you just share it on your profile, you're missing out on people who are following your page. If you just put it on your page, you're missing out on people who are connected to you via your profile. So yes, putting on your page, and that's what I would do. So for example, our newsletter goes out on our company page, and then I share it onto my personal profile because we have different people on both, right? So it's not double. We're not doing double.
Perfect.
Okay, so you've got some great content and you've posted it under your company banner and you're sharing it. Now you want to promote it because you want to get more eyes on it and get some call to action going and develop some new business. What's great about LinkedIn is you can actually target the type of job titles, demographics, geographics. You can get so laser point specific with this, much more than Google ads or any kind of Facebook advertising. Is this something that you're familiar with, or is this kind of a give it a try situation where some people are doing well with it and other people are not quite getting there?
Well, there's two different types of ads within LinkedIn. There's the inbox ads where you can, again, sort of slide into their DMs. I haven't seen those as successful because unfortunately, LinkedIn is segregated sort of where they go. And you kind of know they're not just mixed into your inbox, and you can kind of see very, this is a sponsored direct message. And are you really going to open that? Most people don't. The most successful ads I've seen are in feed ads because it's not as obvious that it's an ad, even though it does say sponsored, similar to Facebook and Instagram, right? Yes, you can see the word sponsored, but are you really noticing that closely? Probably not. I've dived a little bit. I'll just be completely transparent. The ad platform is not something I've dove deep into. I've seen people be very successful with it. I have done ads myself and they have been successful. Like I said, for me, what I've seen on my side is the in-feed ads because people are scrolling through their feed, right? They're watching the videos. They're looking at their feed. Events are very good. Lives are very good for organic reach. But for the ad side, I would say in-feed ads are much more successful than the inbox ads. But I'm sure somebody else would disagree with that. But that's what I've seen on my end.
Great insight. I appreciate it.
We hope you're enjoying this episode so far. Pros and Conversations is brought to you by For the Record Productions, providing video production services to corporate and nonprofit clients for over 20 years. To learn more about how we can help your business, visit videosthatmatter.ca. And by the Business Alliance, a professional peer group that helps you grow your business through networking, collaboration, and sound advice. To learn more about how to become a member, visit jointhealliance.biz.
What's the value of premium? They're pitching me on it every day, and is it worth it?
Oh, you know what? I feel.
She's turning red, Peter. What have you done?
I know. I'm like turning like red. I'm getting mad because
They're not we're talking a lot about them for the fact they're not sponsoring this podcast.
Right? I know. And they should be giving us all premium. So unfortunately, I have done LinkedIn training for like 10 years. Okay. And I have stood on my ground for 10 years to say premium is not worth it. Don't buy it. I will teach you how to use the free. It's all good. Now, not changing 100%. However, I do have to adjust some of my training, which is irritating to me, but that's fine. I'm actually in the midst of I had to redo my guides and my checklists, right? I have them, free resources and stuff like that in our hub, which I had to change because LinkedIn constantly changes things. Unfortunately, what they did. So I've been preaching to the choir, again, for a million years about personalized connection requests, personalized connection requests, personalized connection requests. Like it was just something that was coming out of my mouth like every day. The problem is that LinkedIn is now pushing premium so much that they actually reduce the amount of personalized connection requests you can do on the free account to only 5 a month, which to me is ridiculous. That's just my own. If LinkedIn's listening, it is ridiculous. Like 5 is nothing. Now we're just connecting with people and you really have to be strategic with who you're connecting with and it's like, okay, who am I going to use my personalized connection request on, right? We have to really think about it, and that's not cool. The other aspect to premium is being able to see who's viewed your profile. You get to connect with a lot more people. You get to send a lot more direct messages. So there's a lot less limitations. And then they also have the AI feature, right? We can't have a conversation about LinkedIn without talking about AI. And their premium does come along with AI, which is suggested, which is, whether you like it or not, there's suggested comments. There's suggestions in regards to your headline and your about and your this and your like, there's a lot of opportunity and a lot more that they've added in to premium. And unfortunately they're starting to restrict because it's like, well, you can do this only if you have premium. You can do this only if you have premium. So for example, like at the top of your profile, I see people who have specific things that you can't have unless you have premium. So they're being very smart. But I think that there's, and I don't care about all of the cool stuff. What I care about is the connection requests that they limited when they started to reduce those, because I just don't think it's good to connect with somebody without a personalized connection request. But with only 5, that's hard.
So my impression was always that the premium was going to be more beneficial to organizations who are looking to market through LinkedIn versus the individuals that might be job seeking. But it sounds like you're saying there's a kind of a mix of benefits to both in the premium package.
Yeah. I would, without trying to promote LinkedIn's premium too much, I would try it. You can do a month trial, right? And see if it's worthwhile for you. Do you like the added benefits to your profile? Is there an advantage? The only thing that I will say is that if you're going to go that route, make sure you use all the features that it has, because I'm not into paying $1 billion a month and not use it. So again, it's very good for lead generation. There's a lot more that you can do in regards to your profile, and there's a lot more you can do in regards to posts. So it's something that you would have to do a trial and see if you're actually going to use it. But there's still, again, I will stand on I must stand strong in saying that you don't have to have premium. Absolutely. You can absolutely do all of your profile. You can absolutely build your personal brand, all of that on your profile, have everything that you need there, connect with people, post content, do all the things to get business into to get leads into your business without having to have premium. But don't tell LinkedIn I said that.
Let's talk a little bit about content and the content that's sort of most effective at reaching, potential clients and helping you stand out from a crowd.
The standing out from the crowd. Doesn't everybody like to push through the noise of social media? Right now, I mean, Peter, you would know the answer to this. Video, and video, right? Like every platform is video focused. TikTok, Instagram Reels, all of that. Those videos, if they are tip related, business related, giving people information, all of that kind of stuff, absolutely putting those onto LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is very video focused, like everything else. Also PDFs, which I'm finding very interesting. People who are taking photos, information-based photos, at like a carousel almost that you would put onto Facebook. They're actually saying, put that as a PDF onto LinkedIn and having like multiple pages. I'm seeing those posts definitely showcasing more and more and pushing through the algorithm. I think the most important thing is just to stay on top of what's working and what's not, right? I'm a big advocate of looking at your analytics. I'm a big advocate of planning your content. I'm a big planning person. So if you look at your content, you know what particular types of posts are doing well and what particular types of posts are not doing well. Don't be afraid to dive a little bit into the personal side, right? Because like there was, before that sort of hard line in the sand that doesn't exist anymore. So you can bring some personal stuff into it now. When saying that, I'm still gearing away from, the family vacations and all of that kind of stuff. But if you're incorporating it into a business lesson or how you work and the behind the scenes kind of thing, those are becoming more popular simply because, again, like I said before, people want to get to know the person behind the business, right? So it's not just I do this and here's my shingle and I've hung it out and I'm not going to talk about anything else. Well, no, on my profile, it says that I'm an autism advocate because I have a child on the spectrum. I'm not afraid to say that in a professional capacity because I use it into my story of how I started in my business. And that's why I started the entrepreneurial path in the beginning. So it's part of my story. And I think storytelling and being able to tell people why you got into the business, what is your passion behind what you do? What's the why behind what you do? Is really important for people to understand. And that's what they want to see as well, as opposed to just, sales, here's another sales pitch. Here's another reason why you should buy from me. Oh, here's another marketing tip. Why do I work with you? That's not what they're buying. They're not buying the marketing service. They're not buying the production service. They're buying why they want to work with you. And if they can get to know you a little bit, they feel like they already have that connection before they even jump on the call.
Well said. So before Stacey beats her mic up anymore, I think we should ask her a little bit about Mastermind City.
No, I talk with my hands and then I keep hitting my mic. I think they're going to have to edit that out or beat me out or something.
So tell us about Mastermind City.
Yes, please.
So Mastermind City is an entrepreneurial hub. We have it's an online community. It's hub.themastermind.city. We have a ridiculous amount of free resources in there on all kinds of different subjects, from online marketing to personal branding to professional development, personal development, podcasting, video, speaking, et cetera, et cetera. So we kind of took the strengths of myself and my business partner, Faye Chappell, and we kind of put it together. And we also firmly believe that lifestyle comes into a huge play when it comes to your business success as well. So what are your personal goals, your professional goals? They all kind of work together, right? How you live. So we have a lifestyle section as well in the hub. So you can join for free and access a whole bunch of different things. We have all kinds of different programs that we run, and we have a lot of fun doing it. And including a LinkedIn guides in there too, by the way. It was just updated.
No, I see you have an absolute ton of courses, including an AI accelerator.
Yeah.
Which definitely seems, from what I've seen from your post, you're definitely a proponent, of using the best of it to help your business grow.
Yeah, I think AI is changing the world, or has already changed the way we do a lot of things, right? And it can do so much.
I think we found another topic for Stacey at a future podcast.
I believe so. We will just push the mic slightly further away from her.
Just tie her hands before the podcast.
I know. I'm sorry. I just get really passionate. I get really excited to talk about it, right? Because I get really...
The mic didn't do anything to you. Just lay off.
I know, right?
Stacey, I'd love to know, we've talked about obviously the profile and creating content and reaching out to people to add more connections on LinkedIn. Can you walk me through a typical day? So somebody is watching this,
Wake up,
and
have coffee.
and they're going to go through their profile, but a typical, the number of posts, the number of connections you can have, how much time you should spend. I mean, I know just looking at your own profile and how many posts you do with Mastermind City, it just makes me feel bad about myself. I mean,
that's the goal. The goal is to make Peter feel bad about himself.
You are so prolific. You're so prolific on there. But realistically, as we're getting started, what should we be thinking of?
Well, I would hope that you don't need to look at your profile every day. I'm hoping today, whenever this is aired, that you do go and look at your profile and make sure that it is updated. That is job one. Then you can move from there, right? And there's no point in connecting. There's no point in posting content if you haven't connected with the right people. So that would be job two, would be to increase your connections. Unfortunately, if you do have the free version, you're not going to be able to send out as many personalized connection requests as that I would usually like, but making sure that you're looking at your connections. So that would be a daily, right, is constantly looking at increasing your network with the right people. Before you even go down that road is maybe knowing who you want to connect with, which is, again, all about the planning, right? Like, who do I want to connect with? That if you don't know who you want to connect with and you don't know who your audience is or your ideal customer is, get off of LinkedIn and go do that first.
Talk to this guy.
For that. Talk to Damon. You do need to know who that is. And then it's about content, right? So again, thinking of them. So really, LinkedIn is not a TikTok or an Instagram. You don't need to be posting 4 or 5 times a day. LinkedIn is a place where you can post different types of content, right? Even just one a day, an article here, which AI can write for you. Make sure it's in your voice. A video, a post that's informational, a personal, I'm going to say pseudo personal, do a post. So really one a day. And plan that out, because if you plan out what you're going to do, then you will ensure that the types of content that you put out is a variety of different content, right? I mean, we talk about the fact that it's for leaders and thought leaders and entrepreneurs. It's for everybody to build their brand. So if you want to be a thought leader, you need to have thoughts and you need to put your thoughts out there. So in different formats. So again, PDF carousels, video, newsletter, that kind of stuff. Utilize all the different areas and post types of content. LinkedIn Live is an incredible one. Again, I go live. We have a weekly podcast that we go live on LinkedIn. Events, like they have so much that you can do, but you really don't need to spend an enormous amount of time. You can, a few connections here in the day, post your content. But the other piece that we haven't talked about, which is extremely important and probably one of the most important things that you can do on LinkedIn, I'll try not to hit my mic this time, is, as I get really excited and close to it, is to listen on LinkedIn and actually engage with other people's content. The amount of times that I'll do a presentation and I'll go, how many people want other people to engage with their posts? That's the whole concept, right? I want you to like and you want you to comment, and everyone puts up their hand. And I'm like, great. How many people engage and comment and like on other people's posts? And everybody puts their hand down. That's where your time should be spent. Commenting on other people's posts, commenting on a comment, responding to comments, engaging, listening, that social listening piece, right? Liking, saying yes, great comment. Oh, I like that art. That's where you should be spending your time. That is going to get you, because you're going to be connected to people and go, oh, Peter, forgot about you. I haven't seen you in a while. That was a really great comment that you did. Maybe that person's going to go, oh, you know what? That reminds me, I do need your services. I have somebody I was just talking to the other day. And then you popped up and you commented on my feed. And now oh yeah, right. I've got to recommend you to them. That is how you stay in front of your connections and your network, more than just your own content and putting that out there.
That is the best piece of advice. That's fantastic.
Fantastic. Stacey, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your expertise. We've explored so many valuable insights about LinkedIn, how it can be more than just a job hunting platform. It's been a real eye-opening conversation.
Awesome. And I'm going to sit on my hand so I don't hit my mic again.
There's a guide on how to do podcasts on that little platform you talked about.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, don't hit your mic.
Don't hit your mic.
It's job one.
Step one, sit on your hands. I like it. Well, someone who never sits on his hands, particularly during our podcast, is Damon Adachi. Damon, thanks again for helping us dig a little deeper into the topic.
Glad to be here.
And finally, as always, a big thank you to our audience. Your support means the world to us. And don't forget, you can catch Pros and Conversations wherever you listen to your podcast, or you can watch on YouTube and see our beautiful faces. So be sure to subscribe and leave a review. It really helps keep the conversation going. So for Stacey and Damon, I'm Peter Reynolds. You've been listening to Pros and Conversations, and we'll see you next time.